So you probably walked past this 1,000 times in the grocery store and just not paid any attention to it. It's in the section where they have the kale and the mustard greens and all that fun stuff. This is rapini, also known as broccoli rabe, Cime di Rapa in Italian. It is an absolutely unbelievable vegetable and you have to try it. Now, something interesting about this, it's known for its bitterness, but I'm gonna show you a way in this video to cook it that's gonna cut the bitterness out and give you a sweet, unbelievable rapini. And when you're done, you're gonna be cooking this at home all the time. Now let's talk about rapini for a second. It's also known as broccoli rabe, and funny thing is, it's not in the broccoli family. It gets its name because these little florets on here, they resemble broccoli plants, but it's actually in the turnip family, which is something weird, but when you taste it, you'll understand it's got that kind of bitter pepperiness that turnips have. But it's a woody stem to it. We're gonna cook the stem, and I'm gonna show you how to get this nice and tender and delicious. But in my house, I mean, rapini is a staple, and we have this all the time, and there are a ton of health benefits to eating rapini. So to do this, what are we gonna need? We're gonna need a yellow onion, garlic, some Calabrian chilies. Now, if you don't have Calabrian chilies, crushed red pepper works well too. These are Calabrese peppers. They have a little bit of bite, a little bit of vinegar. I love them, they add a different dimension, but some crushed red pepper works great just to kind of zest this up. Salt, olive oil. We're gonna need a pot of boiling water, which I already went ahead and started, and that's it. So for tools, we need a pot, obviously, for the boiling water, a nice, somewhat deep saute pan, because we're gonna put some oil in here and move this around quite a bit. A knife and a pair of tongs. Let's get started, because rapini, like I said, is probably one of my favorite vegetables and we eat it all the time at home. The first thing we're gonna do is prep our water. So something I do is called seasoning my water, where I'm gonna slice an onion and add it to the water. The onion doesn't have to have any kind of a fancy cut to it, but what we need it to do is we need it to spend about 5-10 minutes in the water, softening and bringing out all the onion sugars, and those kind of counteract the mustardy flavor of the rapini, and that's what's gonna kind of add that sweetness. So I'm gonna add this to the salted water. And I always like to throw a clove of garlic in there too. It just gives a softer, sweeter roasted garlic undertone to the dish. And this water needs to simmer for, like I said, about 10 minutes. A lot's gonna happen in that 10 minutes. Nothing to the water, but a lot to the rapini when we add it in. So to clean the rapini, it has these wooden stems at the bottom of the rapini. We wanna knock those off. And these just go in the garbage. Now the rest of the rapini I'm gonna leave whole, and that's because we're gonna cut it a little bit later, but it's just easier to get in and out of the pot with a pair of tongs if it's whole. If I was doing this at home with, say, a basket for pulling it out or a skimmer, I would cut it into about 2-inch chunks, 1.5 to 2-inch chunks. But that's it for cleaning the rapini. I leave all the leaves on, I leave the florets on, I leave everything on because I love every single part of this plant. For the garlic, I'm just gonna knock the woody end of it off if there is a woody end, because those don't soften very nicely and they actually add a little bit of bitterness to the garlic. I'm gonna take the side of my knife and just smash the garlic, and that's it. I don't wanna chop this up. This will break up in the pan, but the bigger chunks, if we cook them right in the oil, are gonna sweeten and be super delicious. So our onions have been in the water for about 10 minutes. Let's take a look at them and let's add the rapini. So the onions at this point should have softened nicely. They should be slightly translucent in appearance. We're gonna keep this rolling boil to the water and we're gonna drop the rapini in. So with the rapini, I just kind of move it around to make sure that it gets completely submerged in the water. Now the rapini only needs 4, maybe 5 minutes to simmer in here before it's ready to come out and sit out on the bench before we cut it. So we're at about 4 minutes. Let's take a look at the rapini and see where we're at. I want to see that the rapini folds nicely. I want the stems to kind of be like cooked asparagus. I don't want to leave this too long in the water because it's going to start to take on somewhat of a yellowish color like broccoli does when it's overcooked. So we want to pull this out at the 5-minute mark. I'm going to take my rapini out of the water and get this into a pan. So at this point, because it is hot and it has taken on a lot of water, it's going to continue to cook a little bit more because of steam. But I do want to try and get any excess water out of the rapini because we're going to add it to oil. Whatever water is left over is going to cook out in the pan, but I don't want to just take longer and, be counterproductive. Now once our rapini's at like a manageable coolness where we can handle it, we're gonna cut it up. To cut it, just take the knife and run it through 2, maybe 3 times. There's nothing magic about the cutting process of rapini. You just want to make sure you break it up so you don't have long, stringy, woody stems while you're eating it. So I'm going to start with some olive oil over a medium heat. And you want to use a good olive oil because this is part of the dish. This is a layer of flavor in the dish, so don't skimp on the olive oil. Make sure you have a good one that tastes good and is delicious and you really like. Once the olive oil starts to warm up, I'm going to add the smashed garlic in. You'll notice how it's not simmering super aggressively. That's because I want to get a nice gentle roast on that garlic. I don't want to over fry it because it's going to get very bitter if you do it too rough, and the inside's going to be too spicy, have that spicy raw garlic flavor, and the outside is going to be bitter and burnt. So doing it nice and soft is going to keep it nice and sweet and delicate. Now once our garlic is nice and lightly roasted and softened, we're going to take our rapini and add it to the pan. You want to make sure that there's enough oil to coat the rapini. You don't want it swimming and drowning in there, but you want to make sure that all the rapini has a nice coating of oil as this cooks. So we're kind of stewing down this rapini a little bit, cooking out some of that liquid that's left in the florets and really bringing out the garlic and olive oil flavor. I'm going to add the Calabrian Chiles and a little more salt. Now I'm going to let this cook for about 4 or 5 minutes on the stove and let all these flavors kind of mature and develop. A lot of times when I do this, I make the rapini the night before because I think it is so much better the next day as it sits with the oil and garlic and chilies and just kind of marinates and marries all together in the refrigerator. But this garlic and rapini is the perfect side for an Italian sausage dish or a pork chop or a hearty piece of grilled fish. I absolutely love it. Remember that clove of garlic we left in there? You can see it's starting to get smushed up in here. It's starting to break up, and that's gonna kind of go inside the florets of the rapini as it cooks. You can see at this point all the juices that have come out of the rapini. That's the golden point. That's what we're looking for. Now we want to cook these out a little bit to dry it up. That's all the water that was hiding inside these florets is now coming out. And by reducing it down, we're fortifying the flavors in here. So our rapini's done cooking. Let's get it on a plate and let's taste it. If you take my tip of making the rapini the day before and refrigerating it, something to note is that if you are using a good olive oil and it's sitting in the refrigerator, it's going to get a yellowish gel on it. That's completely normal. The second you heat it up, it goes away. What is the olive oil coagulating when it's cold. So that does happen sometimes, more often than not if you have a good olive oil, so don't be weirded out if you see it. We're going to take our rapini and put it right on the plate. I mean, this looks glorious. Like I always say, it's my absolute favorite vegetable. I eat it cold, I eat it hot. I actually have a friend who's in the fashion industry, and she told me once that the European model diet is cold boiled rapini and lemon. And that's kind of how they cleanse. I mean, there are so many health benefits to rapini, but on top of it all, it is unbelievable and delicious. I use this, I chop it up to make sandwiches, I eat it with pasta and sausage, I do sausage and rapini and pork chops, you name it. This vegetable is next level. Let's give it a shot. I'll tell you, that onion trick cuts all the bitterness out. It is so pleasant to eat now and so delicious and sweet. Make sure you guys try this at home. If you do, leave it down in the comments. I want to hear all about it. I check them all the time. I really hope you try this at home because I think that you are going to add rapini to your new favorite vegetable. Take care, everyone, and keep eating.